everyone, welcome back to this little series. So in the first episode we have built color palette, which was super fun. This, if you're new to this channel, this is the color theory clear stamp set, which is available on my Etsy, Alyona Creates. I just had a restock, so hopefully they are still available when you're watching this video. And then yeah, so we basically created a lovely color palette that we used for the skin and the makeup and the complexion and things like that. Then we built this beautiful little cute adorable face, and then in the tutorial afterwards, in a second, we looked at how to pose these girls. And these girls come from the Moving Doll clear stamp set, and basically you can see you have loads of different body parts, and I explain in a really simple way how to pose them, how to use them. I share tricks and tips with you of how to overlay certain elements and how to make it look a little bit more neat, etc. So that's what we have been doing. We also explored different skin tones, and I also shared different mediums to work with. So here we have watercolor with some pencil over it, here we have some gouache, here we had acrylic ink with some pencils over it, and then this was the Ecoline liquid watercolor. We also created a very simple outfit, like this sort of 50s inspired swimsuit. And basically today I want to bring everything together, and I want to get her dressed. So we will create the face, the body, and I will share some tips of how to kind of make things, you know, more fashion-like maybe. And you could, what you could do is you could do like outfits of the day. You could maybe have like a little diary of inspiration. If you see an outfit that you like or color scheme, you could draw a little skirt or trousers, shorts, t-shirts, tops, whatever you like, and then have a little color palette next to it, and that would be your kind of, you know, inspiration. This dress happened to be inspired by Sarah Jessica Parker dress, which was in the Sex and the City reboot when it first sort of started coming to the media, and I really loved it. So that's my inspiration. You can see I did the arms differently, so it doesn't have to be the exact thing, but you can play around and just create, you know, a nice little fashion diary if you wanted to. And that is that. So let's start. I'm going to start by just stamping it out, and probably we'll put a bit of music to it, and then we'll come back when I'm starting to work on the elements. Before we start, there's two things you have to keep in mind. So pick an outfit that you are inspired by, whether it's a little look you want to create. Also, the second thing that you should keep in mind is the posture, because depending on what is worn, the posture can also be dictated towards that style. So in this case there are shorts, which means I could do with the legs whatever I wanted. If it was a dress, then obviously the pose, let me just show what I mean. So if I wanted to create something like this with the legs crossing over and I put shorts on, you can still see that. But if we were going to pick this pose and wanting to draw a dress that was below the knee, it would be quite confusing why the legs look like that. So think about that. And also, for instance, a dress, long dress, would make no sense in this pose because you just have one leg. You'd think, where's the second one gone? But you could do with shorts a lot of different poses, and so this pose again wouldn't be too useful for a dress which is long. If it's a short one, you still could show off her legs, that's absolutely fine. But so basically think about the outfit and how the legs would look underneath it. So that's everything that you need to keep in mind for this part of the creation. So I think I'm going to kind of make her stand with her legs with one knee kind of popping out and then sort of putting her foot towards the other knee. That's the posture I have in mind, and then we will work on this outfit as again, well. Before I start, I will mention that what we're going to do now is better done with a light colored ink, because if you use black ink, all these lines are going to be visible and it will be difficult to dress her. I'll show you an example of what I did earlier. So here, for instance, imagine that was done in black ink and you would see all the lines of her body and even her legs here coming through, which would not be a great look. So what I've done here is by not lining out things too early. So don't line her body out as you stamp it. Leave it until the last part, because you don't know whether you are going to create a sleeve that's long or a sleeve that's short. By not lining things out, you can do whatever you want, and then once you finish, then you can line out the rest of the arm that's coming out of the dress. So just a few stages as you work to think about. Okay, so I finished stamping her out and I'll show you a little close-up. So we have a long arm, a long leg, and then one of the legs kind of points out into that direction. You could have even brought this one a bit higher up or lower. You have the flexibility to do whatever you want. And then the other arm is resting on her hip. Now, I'm not going to line out everything as I just explained why, but now we can take a little pencil and make very light marks with a pencil, very light pressure, just to dress her a little bit. Now, looking at this outfit here, we have some shorts and they look like washed out denim, and they're high-waisted, so I think I'm going to create a slightly bigger waist here than she actually has, and then we're going to very lightly, actually she's got one of her arms in the pocket, so I might try to create a pocket here on the side and make it look like hers is in the pocket. So I'm just following the lines and put another pocket on this side, and thinking to create shorts like that. They have a little rolled bit there. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. So you can see that her lower part is actually up here, but I have ignored that and placed it more lower to elongate it and to make it look like her bottom half is quite tall, which is what these are, the high-waisted denim shorts. So just going to create a few little details, and that would be it. So these are the shorts. In terms of her blouse that she's wearing, so it's got quite interesting detail here. Within fashion illustration, it is absolutely okay to exaggerate things. So in fact, I'm going to bring it a bit lower. Like so. And it's fine that the gap between this part and the shorts is not as tall as here. We're not trying to like make it realistic, we're just getting inspired. Now her arms are quite puffy here, and so we'll try to create a puffy arm like so, with these long arms that also have a bit of a frill at the end, like that. So you can see at the minute, we can see the lines from the ink and we can see the pencil lines. Now, if you've done something that you think could be a bit of a better look, for instance, I would connect this puffy arm, make it come out like so. And maybe change a bit of that line. So that would be a good thing to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my kneadable eraser, and I'm going to erase some of those lines, and the lines that I'm happy with, I will keep them there. Now there's still something with this arm that I'm not in favor of, so I'm just going to erase the whole thing and just redraw it. There we go, that's a better representation. And now I'm just going to pick up the graphite with the kneadable eraser so that we still can see what's going on, but not too much of it. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm going to pick a pencil, actually a new pencil that I bought is this one, Payne's Grey. I think that's a good pencil to line out with. Okay, and I'm just going to line out the entire thing here. So when you're doing this part of the illustration, this is where it'd be good to kind of concentrate, because these are the lines that you will be left with. So now you can see sort of the outfit coming together a bit. There we go. Okay, so that is the part of the illustration, and I think I'll go ahead and color in her belly pumps. You can try and add a hill if you wanted to these, that's absolutely fine. I just like to put little bows in there just to finish it off a little bit. And from this point, you can choose the mediums that you want to work with. So for instance, this is a pencil and it would be actually a very good color match to these denim shorts. So I could use that, or I could use other things like, you know, watercolors and acrylic inks. The problem, of course, is the white and black pattern on this blouse. So to recreate that, it would be quite challenging. So what I could do is I could color this all in darker color and then go over with a medium that would be quite white. So for instance, I could do something like that. So if I just show you on a bigger swatch. So I've got a Posca here, and if I just create loads of these dots, we kind of get this sort of look here, sort of ish. So I could do that, and in fact I think I'm going to do that. So instead of watercolor, I'm just going to go over this . I forgot to put the Bible mat here. That will protect it from printing on the other side of the page or on the following page afterwards. Okay, so once that is done, to keep the detail, I'll have to use the white pen to line it out. So I'm just going to go ahead, make sure I'm happy with all these details, like so. And then I'm going to use my Posca and actually create this look of her blouse, like so. So you can see the detail more like that. And then I will carry on with filling the arms. If I cover up some of these white areas, that's absolutely fine. I can just go ahead with the Posca and fill it back in, or go over it, go over the white line. I'm just exaggerating her puffy sleeve ever so slightly more. Okay. So that's that, and I will do the same on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to go back now and recreate these marks where they have been covered up a little bit. And also for her denim shorts, I'm just going to line out these areas like so. With the cuff, we have lost the detail here a little bit, so I'm just going to line it up and just create a few details like so. Okay, so that's enough here, and also a waist for the shorts. I'm just going to create a little button here like so. Okay, so that's our outfit, and then what I'm gonna do, of course, is just to create more of that patterned effect. I'm just going to add loads and loads of these small dots, so all across the sleeves. And then I also will fill in these pockets actually, and then just draw the white line there. So like this. These are the pockets, and I'll bring it up closer for you to see. So here is the outfit, and then let's do the rest of the body. So you have a few options here.